I definitely agree with taking it out of capital, which is exactly why I proposed Amendment 1B. Whatever that amount is, whether it's $5, whether it's $2 million, or something in between, needs to go on the education supplement, which is what state law provides for, and so that it's transparent, absolutely, to the public what we're doing. We can debate the amount, but whatever that amount is, the public needs to know, and we should not be trying to disguise it to next year, because as Mr. Bartlett said, whether it's $1 million, whatever amount over maintenance of effort is forever, and the public needs to be aware of that, and if they're supportive of it, that's fine. Again, we can always debate the number. We're all supportive of education, and I think that needs to be clear, because some people get painted as not being supportive of education. You know, just 6 years ago, the budget was about $32 million, and this year's request was $41 million in the operating budget, on top of, you know, a beautiful new school that we're going to build. But it's also very expensive, and that's going to add significantly to our debt service, which is, of course, why we're going to be talking about, you know, the revenue cap and all of that, different discussion. We had already gone over by $1.7 million above maintenance of effort this year, and $831,002. And $2, those $2 are very important, this year. So it was a $2.5 million increase, which was requiring a 2-cent education supplement to go on to the property tax bills this year, so that people knew exactly what they were paying for. And that 2 cents is on top of what we've done over the last 4 years. We've, in differing amounts, 5 cents. So as proposed up until last week, we were at 7 cents on people's property tax bill, which doesn't sound like much, but it's almost 15% over 5 years. So for some people, that's a big deal. And it doesn't mean that you don't support education. It means that we have to think about every citizen here in Talbot County, including the people who are just working the regular jobs, who are making 20% below the state average, including our retirees who are on a fixed income. And I have to think about everybody. And of course, people talk about it's for the children. Of course it's for the children, but the rest of the budget is for the rest of the citizens as well, and we need to be able to balance that. And so I started to say last week, thank you to the education staff and to our county staff for identifying an amount of money that would make them whole. I know it doesn't give them everything that they want, but maybe some of those things have to wait until we get through this budget and get through what the tax revenue cap might get changed to. And we can't do everything. I know we've talked about that on the rest of the budget. Should we start increasing things that we know we need to do this year? We did a few of them, but there's a lot of things that the county council held off on because we don't know how we're going to pay for it. And I think that we might need to do some of those same things with education. So they came back with a number on top of the 2.5 of $371,000. And I thanked the staffs for getting together and prioritizing what would make them maybe not whole, but not have to make any cuts and provide the same level of programming that they are now. And I was prepared to add that on. And I think that's an extra half a penny, if I remember correctly, Ms. Lane. And then, of course, you know, we didn't know what was going on with the non-recurring. So I would be supportive of the 1.7 over maintenance of effort. I'm supportive of the $831,002 for non-recurring, and I'm supportive of another $371,000 as identified by our education experts who came together and said, this is really what we need to have this year. And so that's where I am on a number of an additional 371 or 300, whatever that number is, as a half a penny education supplement to take it to 2.5 cents this year.